Hey family, how are you doing? Good evening. I know I have not been on YouTube for a while, and I really wanted to finish my ADOS tutorial videos that I'm putting together. But many of you guys have been so supportive for me on YouTube and Facebook. I've been going crazy. As you know, I've been talking about ICE police. If you follow me on Facebook, I've been talking about what's going on with the fleas and the MRSA and the cops with their flesh-eating fleas on their bodies. But I wanted to come up to let you know there is ICE police in California. They are not joking. They are not playing. Do not intervene and do not get in their way. And I'm going to tell you why. Because African American people in the state of California are being oppressed, pushed aside, homeless, unhumanized, treated in a way that is not caring and kind to Black Americans. Black Americans are hurting in this country. And the ADOS people, out of all the people, we don't need to be helping no illegal immigrants. And we do not need to be getting in the way of the ICE police. But I just wanted to come out and let you know I'm going to do more African American descendant of slave videos. I am preparing for this amazing event they're going to have August the 21st to the 25th, where we will be celebrating the 400 years of African Americans descendants of slaves in this country. And it's important that we understand who, what, when, and what we are, because by doing that, it makes a difference for other people to respect what we bring to the table. But California right now is a hot mess with the MRSA, the fleas, the open squatting. They recently passed, they're trying to pass a bill called Trap and Release, honey. Hi, Mike. I see you out there. I appreciate your support. Trap and release rats. Can you believe that? They gonna trap these mice and then release them out on you. Yeah, that's crazy. The homelessness is out of control. 80% of the people are homeless in California. So African American descendants of slaves, we need to wake up. We need to continue to have conversation where we agree or disagree, but we need to bring something to the table as far as legislation, not because of a presidential election, because it's the right thing to do. And Black history is not Black history. It's American history. We like to always claim it as our own, which it is our history for those of us who are descendants of slaves. It is our history. But it's American history. And we need to make white people understand that this is your history too, boo-boo. All that you did to my people, that history is not my history. This history is your history and mine. And there's an accountability for the historical ramifications of what is going on in this country. And now we're dealing with the issues of all these people coming in on our place, and that the police will say they will not help. Listen to this. This is deep. Share this video. Put your thumbs up. The police said they will not help ICE. They will not work with the feds. You know why they don't want to work with the feds? I'm going to tell you why. Because their mama and their daddy and their cousin JoJo and their grandparents, them bitches is illegal too. So these are children of illegal immigrants who are walking and operating under law enforcement, and they ain't talking about that. Michael says, how can the government continue to allow these illegals in this country? Because, Michael, the bad immigration laws. President Trump, God bless him, tweeted this out. He said, the bad immigration laws. So understand this. When you are a foreigner and you come into this country, you can claim what they call amnesty. You take your foot, you step in the water, which is the ground of California, and you say, I claim amnesty. Okay, we can't send them back because that has always been a rule of law. If you come here from a state or a country, and you say that you're being abused or whatever, we come here, we're a sovereign, we come on, bring you in, we take care of you. The problem with that now, they come here and not only do they claim this land as theirs, they abuse the systems, Michael. So the bad immigration law says, look, this is what they do. They galley these people up. They stand before a judge. You need to come back in 5 weeks, and we're going to talk about it. And we'll probably send you back. I said, are you okay with that? Okay, you can go. Well, where are they going to go? Well, there's an underground movement in California for the El Salvadorians, for the Chinese, for the Africans, for all these other people from all these countries. They are told by cell phone, by tweets, by social media, when they get here to alert their people, not American people. Even some of the Americans are supporting them. The Catholic Church has some underground things going on, allegedly, somewhat allegedly. I'm just letting you know there's a lot of dysfunctional actions taking place in the state of California. So how can these illegals come here and have better rights than Black people? Better rights than the American people? Because we allow it. We sit back and it's a joke. It's a joke. And then someone says, heck, Those also use columnists to justify illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are using the law just an abusive way. Democrats is pushing are pushing more poverty into our country. They're pushing more poverty in our country. Let's clarify that. What they're doing is they're saturating this country to impose more governmental programs so that they can cause more spending and more taxation upon the people. See, one thing leads to another thing leads to another thing. And so that's what you're seeing, my friend, with the Democrats, Mike. Yes, the Catholic Church is helping them a lot. Lucky sport, clarify just what I was stating. I'm just saying. Fierce Ice Storm 75 says, Shirley, is there a way for us citizens to file a suit against the state of California for all this abuse? Well, I'm not an attorney. I do wish we could do citizen arrests, but I will tell you this. We need to talk about, I'm going to tell you what you need to write this down. Write this down, everybody. Fire Ice Storm 75. Got a pen and paper? Write this down. Aiding and abetting treason and obstruction of law. Look up those premise of what those things are put in place. If you have aiding and abetting, put the thumbs up and please share this video. It helps me when you put thumbs up. That alerts other people to tune in. Aiding and abetting treason and obstruction of law against the citizens of America is commencing. Illegal immigration has had its greatest devastation upon Black urban communities. That's a fact. They're not in Beverly Hills and Brentwoods when it comes to those are high-end areas in California for those who are here. By the way, shout out. Some people say, what are you doing all that makeup on? Where did you come from? I had to go to a show on today called Fox Nora LA. Nora means black. It's a new division of Fox LA where they have a lot of liberals and social liberals get together and talk about Black culture. But they wanted to have a little twist and bring in a Republican. Who did they call? Me. So hopefully I represent y'all pretty well. So yeah, fire, that's what I would say. Aiding and abetting obstruction of law, those are things that can be done. Okay, you guys asked a lot of questions. They are using the Mexican-American War to justify illegal immigrants. They are using the lack of good public transportation and the fact that disappearing Mexicans have very criminalized border services. Look, they're not abiding by American law. You can't use Mexican-American War in conjunction to civil law and the Constitution. The Mexican-American War doesn't justify the American Constitution. It says we the people in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and domestic tranquility. You have to establish justice. Justice is not being established right now. What we're having is an aiding and abetting in a form of treason against the Constitution and against the state constitutions that allocate the embetterment for the American people, which is people like me and you. So when you start putting illegal immigrants, people who have expired visas, people who have expired green cards. I'm sorry if you guys watch me and you're one of those people. Wake up. You do not deserve better rights and privileges than I do. And finally, the housing department. You guys hear about HUD? HUD is finally going to start implementing. If you're an illegal immigrant on housing, they're going to pull that plug, honey. Some of y'all have been trying to get Section 8. Hold on. You might get a shot now. Especially if you're an American citizen. I'm just saying Lucky says almost every garter is alien here. Call ICE police on them. I have called ICE police. They don't answer the phone. They're overwhelmed. They really are. They should just start having them, you know what you could do? Hey, President Trump, federal people, anybody y'all watching me out there, look, let me tell you what you need to do. You need to set up some corners and just have federal arms. Just have ICE police just sit on the corner. Y'all ain't got to do nothing. Trust me. They will purposely make themselves go back over that damn border. They say, I can't live like this. I woke up and down the street and they asked me questions and they talked to me. And yeah, just walk. Just have ICE police sit on corners. They ain't got to take out no guns. They ain't got to ask no questions. These people feel too damn comfortable. It's like roaches in your house. They are too damn comfortable. So bring me some ICE police. I'm going to give me a shirt that says, Team ICE Police, bitches. I'm just saying. I'm going to have me a shirt. It's going to say Team ICE Police. That's what I'm going to have my shirt say, because y'all done messed up black communities. You done pushed us out, took over our businesses, made enough cash on the street and bought the building. You need to do circumvent these people, take the property back, take them back, and let them go from where they came from. Thank you very, very, very much. John Lewis still running around 40 years later saying, I've been hit in the head. Okay, John Lewis is cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. I ain't going to deal with it. John Lewis, Maxine Waters, Karen Bass, all these people, these black people, Camilla wannabe Black Harris, Kamala Harris, whatever that woman's name. Yeah. They're not, and they don't care about the Americans. Sheila Jackson in Texas, they have never cared in the best interest of black people. Now they're talking about reparations, which you guys have watched me, then you know I support reparations, but not in the supposed manner of the Democrats. Because other cultures are being empowered. Why not African Americans who are hunted down like dogs and animals? So reparations has to be done in a certain manner, but not to everybody who claims to be black. A white woman's black, everybody black, transgender, transracial, oh, come on. Let's clarify some things. Reparations is for the African American descendants of slaves. If you are not a descendant of slave, then step aside, bitches, and let the real people come stand up to the table, okay? Let's keep it real. Okay, Lucky Sports said, Gavin Newsom, another loser, is going to find California, in a health crisis. Okay, so talking about the health. Okay, I'm going to cut to the chase. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, has wanted to do this for a long time. He's setting billions of dollars aside to help what? Illegal immigrants have health insurance. There you have it. So where is this money coming from? Spend. Where is all this money coming from? Because it's being taxed upon the people. We can't afford the gas taxes here. They're talking about gas going to get up to $6, $7 a gallon. Property tax, they're going to take away Proposition 13. Then what we're going to do? So where all this money come? Where is the money coming from? These liberal libtards keep imposing on the citizens of California. It's not going to get better. He's not helping us at all. And the teachers, the left teachers are misinforming on the war. Look, the teachers in the public school systems, you better sit down with your child. If you're a conservative parent, or you're a parent at least about the Constitution, or you're a parent about independence, and you know these people flooding in your child's head, or your grandchild's head, or your niece and nephew's head, or your friend's child's head, you be prepared to have some common sense and have some conversation about politics with these kids. And all you got to do is say, what does the law says? What is right and what is wrong? Because if we're going to start putting these other people's needs above yours, then they start talking. I was on this show today, and they talking about the babies. These people, I said, don't go into the babies. Because, see, black babies are thrown in the trash. Oh, did anybody not hear what I just said? Black babies are thrown in the fucking trash. Because when you abort a baby and you cut it up, because it's not a baby, it's a fetus, you throw the thing in the trash. And then you take all these Planned Parenthoods, and you put them in urban communities. Why? Because you want the black women to abort their babies. Well, what about these Mexicans and these illegal immigrants? Why aren't you targeting them? They're the ones having more children than anybody. But you're wanting them to appropriate. You're wanting them to come here to saturate our houses with them. But then when it comes to the black community and the black family and our needs, we get thrown in the trash. Y'all better wake up. There are too many people talking to your kid's head and devaluing your worth for someone else's best interest. Do not devalue your worth for someone else's best interest, because that is not going to move you forward. That's not going to move you forward. It's not going to help that next generation. Okay, someone says, Shirley, I am Hispanic, and no matter how many blacks I have tried to act all turn around me, or others are innocent, I am still having honestly more respect for you guys and the whole people. Well, I appreciate that. I was born around, like I said in other videos, I was raised around Latino Mexican Americans. And so I have Mexican friends. This is not a Mexican black thing. This is an illegal immigration thing. This is against law and order. This is aiding and abetting. But they want to make it a race thing. It's a race thing because you have pushed a culture of people, which is African American, and specifically aside. We have always been culturally open and loving, and we took everybody into our homes, and we let you come into our neighborhoods. Then you saturate us, and you send your MS-13 gang members, and you harass our elderly people. And we say nothing. So no, aiding and abetting and treason, and the police as well. These people are not working. They're horrible. The homeless people tell me late at night that's when they sleep mostly in the day because at night they got to stay awake to protect themselves. The commercial properties, look, they ought to do eminent domain with these properties. These illegals are able to sell real estate and buy and own and not even touch the ground because of DocuSign. They need to have some common sense to realize the commercial properties that these people are buying up, these Chinese people, they are out there, and you know what they're doing? They're buying up the property and they're pushing us out. You could be 1 or 2 paychecks right now. You could be watching me. You're homeless. My heart goes out to you. I pray that God will give you shelter and help you with your mind. And in the name of Jesus, I pray for anyone that's watching who has some mental issues right now, who can't seem to get their mind together, who feels suppressed and not loved and question how did they get where they are. You ain't going to always be there. You're not going to always be there, boo-boo. Just don't lose hope on yourself. Don't get yourself flooded and frustrated with all this mess in America and around you. Know that you are a person of reason and of fortitude. And you guys tell yourself that if nobody loves you, you should love yourself. Don't be talking about loving all these other people and speaking in behalf of people who would never speak in your behalf. Speak in behalf of yourself and your family. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Don't be discouraged or dismayed. Pam, thank you so much for coming in. You're always a greeting and loving, and thank you for monitoring one of my monitors. She probably said, girl, you didn't tell me you were going live. You know how I do it. Anyway, only the black people call it out. You know what? There's other white people calling it out too. I can't just say the black people. There are white people who are out there on the front line. There's Latino, there's Mexicans on the front line against illegal immigration. So we can't just say that. And I know I'm almost a rare commodity because there are blacks who like a D.L. Hughley, what that crazy Negro comedian is. He's out there supporting illegal immigrants. If you guys are going to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, what good are you? You're not going to help your children, your grandchildren, your cousin, your uncle, your nephew. You ain't helping nobody. If you can't put that mask on yourself and identify that there's a cultures of people that are suppressing and taking over the African American descendants of slaves space in this country. That's why if you look at our communities now, they're devastated. Our black men are incarcerated, our babies are in trash because of Planned Parenthood, and our women are sleeping with each other, and our men are emasculated. How much worse can you do to a culture of people? Where is the authentic black family that we grew up with? Oh no, we're living in tents. We have to. We have to help those poor people. Well, how much poverty do we need to become? That we're just like dirt on the street where people just walk by, you see us homeless. Like they're unconscious. We look at it as black people as subhuman. Do you know what I mean by that? That means like people don't even value your self-worth. Like you're not even hugely worthy of anything to these people. Yeah, D.L. Hughley, thank you, is a sellout. D.L. Hughley, I can't stand D.L. Hughley either, like Lucky. He's just such an advocate for them. He feels so sorry for them. Why aren't you talking about these black homeless people, Negro? And why are these rich-ass celebrities not creating money and foundations to deal with the homeless and the mentally ill? They're going to go before Congress. Congress is going to fix mentally ill. Jews don't go before Congress asking for fixing. They go to each other and they cut a damn check. And we can go, y'all need to be, the people with, we got black people with money, okay? Don't get it twisted. We got black people with money in America. Shit, damn it. Excuse me for cussing. And them same Negroes ain't trying to cut no check. They ain't trying to cut no check. They all, I hate Trump. They too busy on the hate Trump train instead of being on the accountability train. The leaders of LA should go knock on Will Smith's door and say, boo-boo, how you doing? Why you black people here? You got a lot of money, boy. You just had a successful movie, boy. You got about 30 million in the bank, nigga. You need to cut check. Come on now. You got a lot of money. You need to come on, cut some coins for your people now. Jay-Z, cut some coins for you. Don't give me no one attorney for one case. We got cases. We need attorneys. Somebody show me some kind of love on this channel and get some likes and some notifications and some thumbs up on that one. It's so true. Because if we're going to do that, let's help ourselves. You cannot help nobody if you can't put the oxygen mask on yourself. We're not putting oxygen mask on ourselves. We are too busy criticizing and talking about other situations. But ICE police is no joke. So a friend of mine called me today in a very prestigious area of LA, because I ain't going to tell you, because I know them illegals watch me too. But they coming after your ass. And he said they start knocking. Thank you for the hearts, Pam. I appreciate that. Good night, everyone. Good night, Lucky. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. They start knocking on people's doors, honey. ICE police is knocking on California doors right now, asking for your papers. So all you people with your expired visas, green cards, registration cards, are here illegally, they need to deport all your asses. And like I said earlier, if they were smart, they have them stand on the corner. ICE police, just stand on the corner. Be on those communities. Just bring out about 100,000 soldiers, Mr. Trump, and put ICE police on each one of those corners. Huntington Park, Huntington Beach, Hamburg. Just go and put them out there. Just have them stand on the corner. You be seeing these people they be running to try to get out of the community because they don't want to be deported. And then when they deport, take their possessions, take their houses, take their cars. Oh my God. You know what I didn't talk about on Facebook? Y'all, I'm going to tell you what's the 401 nobody's talking about. Car repossessions is real. Hondas and Toyotas are the number one and number two cars most repossessing. Late at night, I hear beep, 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 beep. And I tell my son, I said, listen, we don't even get up. We used to go out and just look and see which neighbor's car is going to get repossessed. And now every night is the thing. It's like, if we don't hear that beep beep at least once or twice a week, something ain't right. Do I hear it now? No. Maybe one night I wake up and I'll be like, I know it's late, but I wanted to show y'all. Y'all think I'm lying. They're repossessing these people's cars. These people are living the high life. They are getting these loans for cars and the rest of us could never get, and then they get repossessed. It is unbelievable how a preference of a culture of people is way over us. And then they'll tell you, we're not hiring you. You don't speak Spanish. They discriminate against black people. They won't hire black people. And then we're hunted down like animals while the car, the gun, and the rifle is taller than the person who's carrying it as law enforcement. These police officers are aiding and abetting in treason. We need to call these people out. And if we don't call them out, we're failing ourselves. Central 5 Park, everybody's bringing up the Central Park 5. What a horrible, heinous situation happened to those men. And that was the justice system. Oh, by the way, everybody keep talking about Trump and his ad. Did anybody ask who was president at that time? It's a man called Bill Clinton, the one who enforced the 3 strikes you're outlaw. A man whose wife says that black people are super predators. So for those food for thought, when they start throwing Central Park, ask them who was president at that time, because it was not Trump. Trump was a private citizen with an opinion given by the fake news, so he was going with it until he finally woke up and smelled the cookies, okay? The truth of the matter is Central Park is because of Bill Clinton and how the harsh laws that he enforced upon the American people, the harshest laws ever came through Bill Clinton, and they were during the era of the Clinton administration. So do your homework, boo-boo, before you step up to me under that heinous act that happened to those young men under the Clinton administration. I just think black men with thugs and criminal are typical will always be a defining role. Oh, don't say that. That's not true. Black men are the most strongest, vibrant, contributing men to this country. It's what the persona of America and film and television and Hollywood wants to perceive in your mind. Of a devalued, emasculated, weak man who's got a little friend and wears a dress. That's what they want to show you. But the truth of the matter is, honey, a black man is not an easy man to break. A black woman, we're not easy people to break. We're strong people. We've been here since 1400s. We talk about 1619, the war Dutchman brought 20 Africans here as commoditized good trades and services. And as you guys know, this is the 400th year of African Americans in this country. But for that young man who just said that, look, African Americans are beautiful people. You said, no, I agree. In fact, I hate to bring up slavery, but slavery helped with the country more than the freaking politicians. Absolutely. Slaves were commoditized goods, trades, and service. They brought the Africans because they were the strongest cultural people to bring to build this country. But on the other hand, Africa sold us out. Africans sold out. A lot of Nigerian Africans sold their own people. What a cruel thing to do. Because some of them is even sold. I've watched The Search for Yuri on YouTube, and he went to Africa, and the guy was showing how they had museums where Africans were sold people for an umbrella, just so they can have a westernization product. So we were free goods, trades, and service. They traded items, human for stuff. But it's history. We have, for those who are descendants of slaves, we have colonist blood within us. We have African blood and colonist blood. I was just on Facebook and one woman says, "Don't call yourself African American." I said, "Who are you to tell me what I should call myself?" I would never go to a Jewish woman and say, "Don't call yourself Jewish woman. Call yourself a white woman." Who does that? Who denies the culture of their DNA and of their inherited right? That's an ignorant person. There's always these people who want to tell you who and what you are. Boo boo. Back up a little bit. I can trace my ancestors back to 1810. What can you trace? What can you trace? Because most of them people can't trace from Monday to Tuesday. So I would say this to any of you: never make anyone make you feel inferior or less than, because you come from a strong tribe of people. You have the breath and the air and the look that everyone wants your lips, everyone wants your ass, everyone wants your breasts. Everybody wants to be a full, rounded black woman. Everyone wants to be that strong, masculine, upright, dark-skinned black man. That's how I think and that's what I believe. But Hollywood is racist, it's biased, it's breaking it down. Look, you've got to love technology. It will let you be paused for life. Thank God for the folks who stayed on. I don't know what's going on. They don't want the truth to be told. The scriptures say the truth will make you free, honey. I am always trying to make everybody free by giving you facts and knowledge about what's going on. We are headed towards a civil war that we've never seen in this country, and I'll tell you why. Because you have people here who have abused the law as far as what they're able to get and what they're able to obtain for doing nothing. And if we're going to continue to bless people who do nothing in this country, what about the people who do something, who have done something? We have too many people in California, and because of that, we have hepatitis A, we have typhus, we have all these other diseases. And I think that's the bad part. I think also what happened is her last live stream from over 2 months ago. Oh, okay, I'm back, you guys. Buffering. Can you see me now? Is this better? I believe civil war is coming. Okay, so Pam says here. I think we're actually probably in it, Pam. We're just on the earlier stages of it. Me and Pam have talked before. And I think that there's something that we just need to be conscious. I just hope that you guys are conscious. I don't want you to keep listening to CNN and Fox News or any of them. I think that you should listen to Phil from the Advice Show and Dynast and myself and Mr. Research, Kiki Green, Triologic. You take what you want from us. If you agree or different or disagree, I think that you should be hardenedly awakened, meaning that have a sense of stability. Hard means a strength, right? Have a sense of strength to know I need to be awake on what's going on, because the news saying something else, and then the community people. That's why I created Urban Game Changers. If you guys haven't gone to Urban Game Changers, please go to Urban Game Changers Conference and urbangamechangers.com. We're going to have an amazing conference with Democrats and Republicans and independents. We need to talk about the extinction of the African American descendants of slaves. We're on the verge of extinction right now. The way that Hollywood likes to personify us and show us to be weak and ill-willed and unwanting type of people, and that, emasculated black man and a masculine black woman, the sexes and the genders all twisted. It's very confusing in our communities, and it's not fair for the young, healthy black families that want to come out of it in this country, because there's so much imagery of the other than the latter, and we allow it. And we really should be boycotting against how our image is being personified, because I'm sorry, that is just not fair. It's just not fair. Pam says America problem starts with the corrupt politicians, and they're breaking laws all over the place and selling us out. Absolutely. And they've been doing this for 30 to 40 years, and we know it. We know it. We talk about it. We agree upon it. But what do we do? Absolutely nothing. We're not talking about treason and aiding and abetting. I would love for people online to say, why are we talking about treason, aiding, and abetting? Why are we talking about obstruction of law and order? Abstraction, excuse me, well, you're doing wrong. These people are distracting, and they're pulling away from things, and they are committing things to not better this country, but to work against it. Why do we even keep them in office? We continue to vote these horrible people in office, primarily Democrats, who feel like they're winning a war within themselves. That's why they got 104 people running against one man. Y'all got 104 people running against one man. What does that say? Well, I tell you what that says. That says that you people are desperate. You're not going to win for the presidency. But we as African American people can't just sit back and say, oh, we got Trump. That's not good enough for me. What I like to see is people come together and come up with some type of legislation or proposal, an economic empowerment to better our communities and our children, and especially in our education and our mentally ill. I said, when they talking about college loans and student loans, and we need, you're talking about putting people in debt. I'm not talking about putting people in debt. I'm talking about doing a trade for 6 months and getting a job and you can make six figures. There's all types of ways you can make six figures. Why are you going to college anyway? You're going to college to get a better job. Well, you can get a job through trade. And once you get trade, then you can work on a higher degree. I think the structure of education needs to be replaced in this country. Yes, please go to urbangamechangers.com and go to Urban Game Changers Conference, no alpha S. Urban Game Changers Conference is coming up August the 21st through the 25th. You can now buy your tickets. They're going to start with $99. $99, and you're going to have some of the best conservatives and liberals. Phil from the Advice Show is going to be there. T. West is going to be there. I'm going to be there, and we have a keynote speaker we will be announcing. It's going to be phenomenal. We are going to have a conversation about the betterment of a nation of people. We're good people. And people need to realize that we add value to this country. Why are white progressives teachers so SDJ wish? SD wished, I don't know what that means, but trying to camouflage and whitewash the U.S. history. Why? You know what? U.S. history never incorporated black history. We act like black history and American history were two separate entities. It's even taught that way in college. You can take a black history class. Well, black history should be taught in line with white American history. It should just be called American history. But we don't do that because we always say, oh, black history, black history. Well, we should talk about American history, and we should talk about more black history within American. We need to talk about the slaves. We need to talk about the colonies. We need to talk about, did you guys know in 1810 the Republicans left the South and left blacks unprotected, which caused social Darwinism, which caused the Jim Crow? Do you know that? So they're not talking about that part of history, or Black Wall Street, or the Freeman Bank. They're not talking about that. These are things that happened to the black community that affected our economic system and affected our communities, American communities, American economic systems. People who are getting away with thief and stealing and raping communities legally. And not even, and justifiably legally, and not getting any repercussions back from it. We don't talk about that part of American history, how America will do to their fellow man. So Willie Larson said it best, maybe. He said the difference between you guys in Northern California and us in the South, we just do it better. I said, why? He says, because we just learned to live together, and we call a spade a spade. A white man said, yeah, I know I'm white, I know you're a Negro, but I ain't going nowhere. The Negro says, I'm not going nowhere either. But that's not California. There's a bunch of hush-hush and this whole movement of people trying to push us down and progressively move us out, which is really, really bad. And man, I'm tired of the flakes feeling good and the white liberals trying to get rid of the guilt so bad. White conservative liberals are more anti-race, and white liberals are a liberal foundation is based on race. Race, liberals, conservatives, white, black. Look, what do we all want to do? We want a good living, a good job, and make some good money. And get some good loving. How's that? I'll throw that in there. Is that the truth? But we're so distracted by being consumed by these acronyms that we've put into our diaspora of conversations. What are you? Where are you from? What race are you? What culture are you from? Where are you born at? This is immigration. They've come and they don't have normal conversation. Where are you from? Who are you? Where am I from? I'm from America. Oh, well, you don't know where you're from. So then they want to play with your mind. So then I have to straighten some of these little people out because they come here feeling empowered. So let me educate you that the ground you walk on, the blood that you see on the streets that you can't see, the invisible blood, were built on the backs of slaves. American black slaves, African American descendants of slaves, slaves that when a black woman like myself would have a child, my child would become a slave. Are you aware of that? Do you really aware of how empowering my people are that we have a museum in Washington, D.C.? You ain't gonna never have no museum to the capacity or the years of contribution as African Americans in this country. You won't have that. So when someone tries to step up on you as an African American person and make themselves just a little bit taller and smarter, boy, you better do your homework, boo-boo. You better step up to the table, you black ADOSs, and set these motherfuckers straight. Excuse me for cursing. I'm just saying. Too many of y'all sit back and feel like, oh, we're the same. We should work together. Work together on what? Your ass is on the verge of extinction. Black people are on the verge of extinction in this country. 14, 15, 13, 12%. Pick a number, bitches. It's under 20. And that's a shame. And it's a shame that we've allowed it to become that way because we have the systematic programs that are out there where we are taking our babies, like I said earlier, taking the babies and throwing them in the trash with Planned Parenthood in the urban black communities. They ain't putting no Mexican babies in the trash, but they quick to grab your child and your teenage child or nieces and nephews and implant in their head. Look, don't have no babies, abort them. Abort them. Even the black churches said, don't bring no babies up in here. You gotta worry, but they didn't bring no babies, so you ain't got no grandbabies, old lady. You got nothing to leave your child. So you think you gonna sell your house? They gonna squander your money and then give the house to the Mexicans. So there you go. What good did that do for any of us? Nothing. We are not leaving a legacy for American people to remember the blacks of their contribution for what we've done. We're leaving a legacy of how we didn't fight back and we didn't stand up. Well, I'm doggone it, I'm tired of it. So I need you guys to go to Urban Game Changers, sign up. Go to urbangamechangersconference.com and sign up. Sign up to the conference. Let's try to save what we have left. Let's try to commune and come up with legislation and put something on the table to this administration to get an executive order for our best interests. I'm not talking about going through Congress and waiting for reparations. Circumvent that bullshit and get what we want now. We need it now, doggone it. They're hunting us down unhumanely. We're like animals on the street to these people. When you have illegal immigrant children who are now law enforcement officers and elected officials, that's a problem. Kevin DeLeon tells you, my parents are illegal. He is an elected official in the state of California whose parents brought him here illegally, he's illegal. You know, well, I was born here, but your parents didn't come here legally. And you can't operate under the birthright rights. They need to deport his ass too and take him out of office. Aiding and abetting and treason with elected officials in California is real. And how many of you guys have I tried to wake up to understand that? And yes, and the Congressional Black Caucus is the biggest joke. So I am trying to commune people together. Let's do this. Look, it's 400 years of African American descendants of slaves in this country, right? 400 years. Everybody wants to talk about their slavery, the Caribbean slavery, the people from Trinidad. The blacks were sold over to Trinidad. I mean, y'all really reaching. The blacks was, they were talking about Kamala, whatever the bitch's name. The blacks were sold, and then they came to Trinidad into India and then parts of Trinidad, and now they became part. She's got this. Come on, you're reaching. African American descendants of slaves. American descendants. She is not American as a descendant of slaves. She is a descendant of Trinidad, Africa. The diaspora Africans are everywhere. Hell, white people came from Africa. Apparently, the Garden of Eden, according to the Bible, is in Africa. So let's just clarify everybody's African, okay? So then, is everybody going to get a reparations of check? You know, especially from Kamala Harris in California, who didn't put any legislation in place for the betterment of black people. So why would you vote for this woman? Because I'm telling you, in California, she didn't do nothing. This is the worst thing can ever happen for someone to think they're empowered because they're black. Black people don't want you, Miss Harris. They don't want you, and they're never going to accept you. Go back to India with your mama. Go back to your mama's people. Sit there and put a dot on your head and wear a nice dress. You'll be good. Look, I'm cutting to the chase. If we can't have conversations about what is going on in this country, if we can't have conversations about the oppression of our people, then when can we? Because if we're going to allow ourselves to become oppressed and annihilated, well, doggone it, what good is it me doing these videos? I don't get paid for these damn videos. I'm not going to give you 3, 4, 5 hours of videos like you see all them other people doing. I am too busy trying to create a conversation of execution. I'm an activist by day, and at night I do a couple of videos, and I'm also working with social media people like who are really on it, like Phil from Your Vice Show and Dinus and T West and Mr. Research and Mr. Information and Kiki Green. I mean, there's so many of you guys who are just out there who really are just giving you little trinkets. They're all adding some trinkets. You may agree or disagree, but they're doing their worth. But I want you to realize we just can't watch each other. We have to be real with each other. We need to give money to each other. Let's give money to each other. Conservatives, blacks who are out there who want to help, no matter what. Well, let's give money to try to embed a sensible conversation and a sensible community and environment for all of us. Because if we're not going to do that, we can forget it. Oh my God, search for Yuri Dynasty is a wonderful earlier. So I agree with you, Aaron. Hope I said your name right. Anthony Bryan Logan. I love Anthony. He's a good person. He's a good conservative. We don't always reach to each other when it comes to the black community, but he does have good intentions and he's got a good heart. And I've had him at my events, and I'm very grateful for him. So anyway, I thank you guys so much for watching. I won't stay on too much longer. I will be sending some more videos up. I want to give a more breakdown of reparations. I think you have to understand that the word reparations is put on the table because they want to use black people as templates so they can say they're running. Those same people have been in office forever. Why have they not put any actions towards reparations, and why now? And so they want to continue to push this thing of race, and then everybody's claiming to be black. Reparations is entitled to one particular culture of people, the African American descendants of slaves. If you're not an African American descendant of slaves, you don't deserve reparations because this is not applicable to you. I'm talking about African American, a descendant of slaves. So it's very clear. You can't say, well, I'm a descendant of Trinidad. I'm a descendant of Caribbean islands. No, we're talking about the ones who were here as slaves in the cotton gins. When you go to the South, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, those areas. You know who those Negroes are. I'm talking about that Negro. Those are the Negroes that deserve reparations. And then you won't talk about it, then it's not going to be done. But it has to be talked about the right way. It can't be used as a pivoting tool to say, well, see, the Republicans, they don't want to help black people. I don't want to talk about this Republican or Democrat situation. I'm sick of my people being used as a pivoting point for a voter vault that we go nothing from it. African American descendants of slaves are pertinent because it's the blood and the ground that you walk on, of those broken bones that you can't see every day, and the infrastructure of the constitutional laws and the construction of America in a rapid form to beat the colonists who left England to come and create America was done through the indigenous slave and captured slave. And we're still captured. They do us in prison and we become slaves again, and the privatized prisons are still using us. So make sure you guys watch Urban Game Changers on Urban Game Changers channel YouTube. Please sign up there as well and learn about what we're doing, because we're a combination of social media and a combination of activists on the street. Because there's many people who support conservative women, and these people are just online, they're doing little shows, and I get it. I'm not saying that they don't add value, but the real value is when you put boots on the ground. The real value is when you show that you're building a relationship like I did today. I was called by a group of black Democrat women, asked to be on their show. We had our differences, but I was still honored to do that because I believe it's about a line of communication and understanding. And please, thank you, Pam, for posting that. Go to urbangamechangers.com and go to Urban Game Changers Conference. Type in urbangamechangersconference.com. And let's have a conversation about the conference coming up August the 21st through August the 25th. So anyway, I will be back online soon. Please leave comments after this video. Tell me what you want to talk about. ICE police is real, baby. Like I said, aiding and abetting and treason. I think one reason to leave you on this note with ICE police, there's a lot of voter fraud in California. A lot of these people are registered. They don't have to show any ID, and they keep claiming they're victims. When the only victim I know are the black men and women who are homeless right now downtown LA. That is the biggest victim that's on the platform in this state. And it's very sad because you've got black legislators who won't even address it. They just pivot and talk about Trump. Trump did not put them people homeless on the street. Me and you did. Because we allow these stupid ass people to be elected. And now look at our people. And now we down to 13, 14%. Come on, people. We got to come together. We have to put these policies and politics aside and come together as a nation of people to realize if you're sick of seeing black people hunted down by police and dogs, because we're reverting back. It's like history is recycling itself. History is going back to what it was. We need to come back and say, look, we need to bring this forward and not allow this. Instead of allowing these other cultures to come here and set up shop and sell us hair and sell us products and take over our buildings and our businesses. We need to stop all of that. We need to find a way to put these horrible, horrible politicians out. Yes, like Pam said. Instead, like Sister B said, CNN, MSNBC, always showing illegals drowning, these poor illegals, and they won't show the blacks dying. No. They ought to show the police officers who have parents here illegally. And like Kevin DeLeon, whose parents here are illegally. When your parents and everybody else is illegal, you ain't gonna talk about that. You ain't gonna talk about that black man. That story should still be in the news. He's begging for his life. Please don't shoot him. The girl saw the men and they had guns. They wasn't gonna fire up. All of them had their guns like they were target practice. Black people are target practice for cops. That's all they are. And I'm sick and tired of it, doggone it. And you ought to be sick and tired of it too. So don't let your diaspora of your conversations out of your mouth be about immigration. You pivot that shit and throw a Negro on a train and talk about that. Start talking about Sandra Blatch. To go back to Trayvon Martin. Well, those stories are old. Well, find a new story. Find out that black man that girl had that video camera on. Find a name that they don't know. And find a name they do know. And keep that story in their face. Why should I care about illegal immigrants when you don't care about the fellow man, the black American? And that's American history, because we all got this colonist blood up inside of us because of what they did to our people. And we've got to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving, And it's nothing about the blame. It's not about nobody blaming nobody. It's the fact that history is preceding itself and it's recycling. If you know black history, you learn that black people were hunted down like dogs. If you know black history, you know that black people were shot with water hoses. So they still are going late at night. You won't believe the things they do late at night when those black people trying to sleep on tents. Gang members and cops due to those black people. And they convince them, if you tell somebody, we don't give you no money. Oh my God, it's an endless circle. It's a tragedy, but it's true. So make sure you guys go to Urban Game Changers Conference. Make sure that you get ready and write on your calendars August the 21st through August the 25th. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. And we're going to do a big launch this week, a big push this week. Tickets start at $99. Early bird special. Food and lunch, 5 days. You can't beat that. All right. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you for sharing, liking. And if you'd like me to go live more often, please make comments and let me know. We'll talk about it soon. Good night.